Hey guys, how's it going? It's your captain, Yeehaw Yadam here, back with another OPO4 deck leader assessment. I don't know what this is called. We're just looking at the new leaders from OPO4, and I'm really excited about this one. Crocodile is one of my favorite characters from the series. Super cool dude. Cool dude. Question mark. But he does now come in a very interesting color combination of purple-yellow. So this is the first time we see a purple-yellow leader. Obviously, you know, yellow is a new color. And purple is just getting a lot of love lately in set 4 and set 5. Purple is getting some bananas tier cards. So let's see what Crocodile really has in store for him. If you haven't seen or you haven't read what Crocodile does, Crocodile is a 4-lifer, dual-colored leader, so he can attack. That states, on opponent's turn, once per turn, when you return a Dawn card from the field to the Dawn deck, through one of your effects, add one Dawn from your Dawn deck as active. So basically, if you make any, if you use any of the purple minusing abilities, right? Because usually yellow doesn't minus. This is going to come from the purple side. When you use something like, the character Crocodile, or you use Uda, or you use Blast Breath, or Hell's Judgment, you get the Dawn back after you Dawn minus, right? So which is really, really nice. Sometimes you can be completely tapped out, right? And then you can use one of these abilities like Uda, which will then give you a Dawn as active, and then that gives you access to very powerful one-drop event counters, right? So that's really, really cool. Basically, what this leader wants to do, or what this deck wants to do, is become a very bomb-heavy deck. It's another late-game control, heal, mitigation deck. Very similar to Queen, playing a lot of very Queen-esque cards such as Sanji, Beji, Yamato. This is just the new OP4 gang that comes in the yellow package. You making big use of the Katakuris and then the new Crocodile Red. So let's get to the deck and let's see what it can do. So currently the list, this didn't really top in the East, and this is important to note. And because of that, we have to kind of like, again, just like Vivi, make our own little list, make our own little spice. This spice comes directly to you from, my little playtest group. So really, really interesting deck. We've got, just a quick rundown, we've got Khalifa. Khalifa is a 2K that comes from OPO3. That's just a really good purple 2K. This one has attacking stats, as a 4/4, and can, when attacking, Dawn -1, draw 2, discard 1, which is really, really nice because there's a ton of bricks in this deck, and the fact that it allows you to cycle into the very powerful cards in your deck is sometimes pretty darn good. And a grindy game, which is what you're trying to accomplish with this deck, Khalifa will allow you to do that pretty consistently. We've got 4 of the big Croc. Now, I'm just going to have to read him because I think he's super cool. He's an 8/9, so his stats are he's just big. He's a big dude. That states, on play, Dawn -2 if your leader includes the Baroque Works type, meaning you can play this in purple-yellow Croc or purple-blue Croc. Then you can place 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life. So he heals 1 on play, and then when opponent attacks, once per turn, Dawn -1, draw 1, trash 1. So filter. Again, if you tap out for him and you're going second, that ability on your opponent's turn will then effectively give you an active Dawn because of your leader's ability, while also healing you. Really, really defensive. Huge noise. Then we've got Miss All Sunday. Miss All Sunday is a trigger card that is in the purple color. Is a fantastic card. Is a piece of ramp because it states, on play, add 1 rested Dawn to the cost area. And if you have 6 or more Dawn, draw cards. So she replaces yourself, similar to like a Kuzan that can trigger and that ramps. Fantastic card. It is a Baroque Works type. So if you wanted to go more Baroque Work heavy and find searchers and do all that good shenanigans, she really does fit that archetype really, really well. We're going to be playing Queen. Queen is just a bananas blocker. This is just like a purple staple at this point. Dawn -1, draw 2, discard 1. Again, filter, filter, filter is the name of the game. Then we're playing Uda from the Film Structure deck. It's a fantastic blocker. It is a 4/5 that states Dawn -1, rest an opponent's character. So on block, which is really, really nice. And the fact that you do Dawn -1, which allows you to trigger the Crocodile, is also really, really nice. Now, for the yellow package, it's pretty small. We're just going to be playing a yellow 2K, but this could also just be a 2K of your choice. It just, we decided on Sanji because he can, come down early, and in some matchups where the deck is a little aggressive, similar to like a Zoro or something like that, he can sort of sometimes come down, but that's also kind of troll. So I don't know. He's just here because he's Sanji. Then we got 4 Katakuris. We've got 4 Capone Bejis, 4 Sanjis of the blocker variety, 4 Yamatos, 2 Hell's Judgment, 4 Blast Breath, and 4 of the Arrow. So we're maxing out on the 1 cost just to, make use of our leader as much as possible. So that's going to be it for the deck. Let's go ahead and see some games, and let's just see exactly what the Croc can do. All right, so starting off the week of the Croc, we've got Purple Yellow Croc versus Rebecca. which is a matchup that you should expect to be playing as the Crocodile himself. Yeah, this is another very weird late game grind sustain deck. And I just want to showcase exactly how this deck plays. So my opponent opts to go second, goes Rebecca VV ability, very classic, reveals a Kitos, trashes a Kong. I go ahead and attack my opponent for 8 because I really have no other play. My deck turns on much later in the game, so he is able to field in Orlumbus, which is not great for me. And then my opponent passes. So I'm going to go ahead and attack him for 6. Opt to go to 7. I'll play an Uda and pass. Now my opponent will probably Orlumbus, remove the VV, play Kitos, insert 1-drop here of some sort, and then probably try to play Rebecca effect as well. Play another, I don't know, like a blocker here. The 2-cost blocker into Rebecca effect would be really, really solid. But I mean, it is what it is. I knew that was coming. Fortunately, it is the 3-cost blocker, so he removes a 2k from his hand, and then is he going to attack me for 5? Yes, no, maybe so. He opts to attack me for 5. I do take the 5, and it goes back to my turn. Now I'm at 7 Dawn. Still can't do much with 7 Dawn, so I'm going to go ahead and attack my opponent for 7. It gives me 2 cards. Heck yeah, it could have given me a blocker, but he opts not to. I could have gone at it with 8. I really don't know why I didn't go 8, if I'm being honest with you. But that 1 Dawn, I hope that really scares him. He opts to go ahead and use the Orlumbus, target the Kitos, Kido, Rescue Rebecca, and then pop my Uda once again. And then he plays a Sabo on top. So looking good for my opponent, looking real good actually, if you ask me. He's just going to go ahead and, I mean, he's going to go down to a really low hand size, but besides that, he's gaming. He surely is gaming, so he's going to go ahead and attack me for 5. I'll take it, because I do think that I'll just counter out of a different one. I have Yamato, I have Crocodile, I'm just going to big chillin'. I'm going to, I trigger a Sanji, really nice. Which is going to allow me to apply some pressure onto the board. I'm going to remove the queen because I don't see myself playing the card for a bit, as I don't want to go ahead and Dawn -1. I'm going to go ahead and gain 2 Dawn here. I'm going to summon my Crocky Boy, or I can go ahead and play Yamato. Unfortunately, though, Yamato doesn't get to pop anything because of the Sabo. So I do opt to play the Crocky Boy instead, I think is where I'm trying to go with this. And I'll play Yamato on the following turn. It's a tough decision. So I'm going to go 5 at the Orlumbus. See what my opponent does. If he goes ahead and blocks with the Sabo, which he probably should here, right? Because that's a free form of interaction that I just gave it to him. He opts to let the Orlumbus go, so that's just a casual mistake. I'm just going to end up no targets. Yeah, I'm clicking for fun. Yeah, choose no targets, heal 1 and pass. Right, just going to summon the biggest, dumbest thing off my board. Which is fine. Doesn't necessarily look terrible, right? So I'll go ahead and pass. He summons Luffy. I do have Hell's Judgment, which, as much as I've tried this deck out, I just not convinced on the Hell's Judgment. He doesn't have the Colosseum, which is really good for me. He's going to go 6. He's going to go 6 again. I'm going to opt to take it. Ooh, another Yamato hand. This is silly. Then it looks like my opponent will be passing here. Now, I don't necessarily have an answer to this Luffy, but I'm going to go ahead and see if he wants to... Oh, he gives me 1 card for the Kyros. That's another mistake. Now he's going to have to tap his... see if he wants to let it go. Give me a blocker. I don't know. I'm trying to see if he messes it up again. Okay, he doesn't mess it up. All right, so we'll play the Rebecca. Rebecca's going to come... I mean, sorry, the Yamato's going to come down and KO the Sabo and then heal me a life, right? So with my opponent at such low resources, if he just makes 1 mistake, he's going to be in a world of hurt. But King Kong Gun here does threaten a lot of damage, especially with a Luffy that can restand. So he goes ahead and 3,000 worlds. King Kong Gun as well. Oh boy. So personally, don't really think he should have 3,000 world. He could have just attacked the Sanji, right, with Luffy, seen how I responded. I'm not going to trigger that. I will trigger this, though. That looks pretty good. And then he's going to probably go ahead and refuel 7. No matter what he does here, it's just going to get blocked. It goes and opts to 6. Going to combo out of that one. And, yeah, 7 maybe? 6. Okay, he wants to use Rebecca's ability. I don't blame him on that. Probably would use it myself if I could. And yup, forehead. My opponent taking some time to think. Yeah, gonna use Rebecca's effects. Gonna go ahead and find him a Sabo, which is a 1k counter. Important to note. Gonna use Luffy's effect to go ahead and restand him, which is pretty important. Opts to go 13, and that's a block. Now I have the Hell's Judgment, which is going to be a real good versus this Luffy. So I'm going to go 9 at it. He's going to have to give me this blocker or give me 2 cards in hand, which he could, right? He opts to give me the blocker. If this Yamato is able to KO this card, that would be sick, because now I can go 10 at it. Now it has to be 2 2Ks in specific, which he doesn't have. Awesome. I get to go ahead and play the Crocodile. Going to -2 Dawn. The reason I went a little bit harder on the second hit is because this Crocodile will restand me a Dawn, which will allow me to go Hell's Judgment. And then that's going to be real solid, right? Now, Hell's Judgment, a hell of a card, especially versus cards like Luffy, when you can, they're going to go ahead and try to dual strike you or attack multiple times in one turn. By going ahead and minusing it, it just, gets double down on the effect. So, we're just chilling. We're going to use this Crocodile as cycle. It's going to go ahead and hope to God to find us another Crocodile or another banger off the top. Who knows? Let's see. We'll go ahead and use a card action. Going to go ahead and, ooh, that's a good one. Gonna go ahead and remove the Miss All Sunday. And now I'm going to go ahead and Hell's Judgment, I believe. Yeah, I'll go Hell's Judgment, both of the Kitoses, and then I'll give them a 2k and pass. And now I'm starting to amass a lot of pressure with these really big cards that can't necessarily be removed too easily. Now this other Kyros can't possibly attack this turn. Doesn't have the Dawn for it. Going to play Rebecca. Rebecca's going to go ahead and try to find him another Dressrosa card. And then he's going to go ahead and use Leader ability one more time. He's going to go ahead and find the 2-cost blocker. And then he's going to use Rebecca's ability to refuel another card in his hand. Really, really nice. Opts not to use Rebecca's ability. Probably soft mistake. Going to go ahead and attack Kyros for 7. Just going to try to KO them, right? Because he doesn't necessarily have the Colosseum, which is really good for me. So that means that one of these Kyroses is going to go down. Swing at the Kyros. Block. Swing at the Kyros. 9 at face. Yeah. And I'm going to summon one of these Khalifas, maybe? Possibly. Yeah. Alright, go. So I'm not really in any threat of losing the game right now, because the only cards that can go for game are Kyros and Rebecca, and I do have Blast. Like, I have 8k combo in hand, which with the only card, with a Rebecca on the board, I don't necessarily think that he can possibly go for lethal, unless like some amount of King Kong gun gets in there, right? Which he might go for. Can't blame him if he goes for that play, but then I just take the King Kong gun hit and combo out of the other one. So let's see what my opponent opts to do. Oh, and speaking of, yeah, he does opt to gun this guy. I'm gonna go. I could defend it, but I probably will opt not to. I do want this card though. Card next turn is gonna be sick. But I do have to discard it, as I do think I'm trying to calculate how much he can do here. 7 on the Rebecca. Yeah, I'll use it. Heck yeah, I'll use the trigger. Even better. It's gonna go ahead and -2. Draw a card. And then if he wants to all in with the Rebecca, he most certainly can. But this card's gonna have to find me some good stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and use this plus a veggie. And then let's see what we do on our following turn. My opponent actually disconnects. Awesome. Alrighty, so we're going to be doing the purple yellow versus the mono yellow. Now, again, it seems like this deck feels kind of like a queen deck. It's very similar. It just doesn't have to go down all the way to 0 to start, becoming active. But it often does. You just kind of take your life aggressively in most matchups, especially in the yellow matchup, because most of your life is going to get burned once they start getting the ball rolling, right? So he's going to go ahead and attack me for 5. I'm going to take it. I'm going to play a Barrow Sparrow. And I will go ahead and summon Sanji. I'm not going to opt to attack here. I just can't get too blasted by him early. I'm going to go ahead and see if I take this attack or not. I'm going to go defend with the queen, because, again, I don't see this queen coming down anytime soon. I will end up taking this attack, getting another queen, summons Randolph. And now on my turn, I'm probably going to end up playing the Miss All Sunday just to ramp myself. I'm going to attack his Sparrow. Hopefully this attack goes through. If he lets it get KO'd, that's awesome. He doesn't. He's a little bit smarter than the average yellow player. XD. So I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I'm trying to see how much Dawn usage I possibly have. I'm going to go for the All Sunday. Ooh, I got the arrow, which is really, really nice. It's the guard point of the deck. I'll go 5 at the Sparrow once again. He probably should defend this one as well, even if you do pitch a 2K, right? So he will defend it and pass it back to me. So he's going to go 5 at my Sanji. I will defend that. Probably defend this as well. Nope, let it go. I'm going to go ahead and take this hit. And we going to grant him a life here probably. It's just too big. I'll end up drawing a card. I am at 9 Dawn, which is kind of nice. I'll go attack this for 5. Now I'm waiting for him to get his search off. Finds Strusen. Gonna go ahead and Yamato. Gonna pop his mom and heal one. Yeah. I'm telling you, I do feel like just a weird queen deck. Goes back to my opponent. It's turn. I do have a lot of cards at my disposal, so hopefully I get a couple turns of some solid gaming to go down. I do have the Crocodile. I have a couple Katakuris, and that's going to have to be what we do this game. He's going to go ahead and attack my Miss All Sunday for 7. Going to have to let that go through. Just can't afford to defend 5s, right? Whether it goes face or goes on my board, it doesn't seem to be any different. He's going to go 7 with the pudding. Okay. All right. And then I'll take this 7, right? I can't take 2 7s, can go down to 0, which was my thought process. Because if he does attach the rest of the Dawn here, it's really, really scary. He's going to go ahead and play a Brûlée. Now, on my turn, I get to just Yamato the Randolph. He does get to block or give me 2 cards. Either or is probably fine. He opts to go ahead and block. Then I'm going to go ahead and summon my Crocky Boy, heal a life. And yeah, I'll just pass the turn. And then he's going to probably start momming it up, right? Mom is really, really darn scary. If she can start coming onto the board. It goes attacks me for 7. I will use the Croc's effect. Probably won't need the Miss All Sunday. Katakuri is pretty important because it's just a big body, but I guess I'll just ditch one since I have extras. Then I'll go ahead and play the arrow to, you know, do that. And he's going to go ahead and attack me for 5 probably and summon one of the 10 drops. That's what I'm expecting to see this turn. Oh, thank goodness it's not it's not a 10 drop. It's going to go and attack me for 8. I will take the hit. No trigger, unfortunately. He's going to Katakuri my Crocodile. Short. I'll go ahead and draw a card. Ooh, that's another Crocodile. Go ahead and attack the Randolph for 9. It goes. Heck yeah. There's a couple of options that I have here. I can go like Miss All Sunday Uda. You know, because I'm already at 2 life, right? But sure, we go for this play instead. We'll go ahead and develop a couple dudes just to make it a little bit harder for him, right? So if his next turn is burn a life, 8, then I can heal and do other things. I can always Katakuri my Miss All Sunday, which feels really, really solid. He opts to attack me here for 5. And that scares me. That is very scary. So I will give him the Veggie. He's probably going to go ahead and swing at me for 8 here. I'll go ahead and Blast Breath this. And here's where I do expect the mom to come down. I just need some time, right? I can't just allow him to do all of this stuff willy-nilly. So I'm going to go ahead and attach 1 Dawn here. Go 10 at the Katakuri. He does defend it. Then I do want to Katakuri my Miss All Sunday away, but it does mean I have to attack with it. I have a lot of uncounterable in my hand, meaning that I probably have to summon the Crocodile, and then I just gotta kind of pass. I can't afford to get any cards that are sacky out of life. Pass it back to my opponent. He goes 8. I'm going to use my Crocodile's ability here to go ahead and cycle a card. I'll get the arrow. I'm going to go ahead and ditch the Katakuri. And I will dual counter. And let's see what my opponent's going to do. He's going to go ahead and attach a couple Dawn here. So Big Mom isn't going to come down this turn, which is great for me. I'm going to go ahead and take that life. I should probably consider taking this trigger effect. He's going to go ahead and play another Big Mom. I'm going to go ahead and grant him another life. This game's gonna go on forever. Good lord. So yeah, look at that. Boom. Then he's gonna go ahead and attack me for 12, possibly. Oh, he's gonna go there. I kind of have to block. And now I have to take care of this Katakuri. I have to heal. There's a lot of things I got to do this turn, which is not great for us, right? We do get the Katakuri down. That's pretty good. And then we're going to try to get the Mom down. If we're able to KO this, we're in a solid spot. But, oh, he does have the counter for it. I'm going to go ahead and just play a Sanji. And that might just be all she wrote, unfortunately, right? Double, you know, if I was able to KO the Mom there, I think I might have a chance at winning this game and just stabilizing off of heals. You know, Crocodile in my life, Crocodile in my hand, and just kind of just take the game super slow. I'll go ahead and use Crocodile's effect. I'm going to end up pitching this Katakuri once again. I choose the Crocodile. I guess I have enough Crocodiles. I'll defend this attack. And then if he messes up the ordering here, there is a world where I can possibly KO the Mom. I don't know. Let's see. Goes 4, attacks me for 12. That's exactly how much combo I have, and unfortunately, that's gonna have to be all she wrote, right? Because if I have exactly 12 in my hand, gonna add the Crocodile. He's gonna go ahead and attach everything to his leader, and hit me for 12. And I'll just show him 12. GG. Close game. Close game. All right. For our last game here on the Crocodile, we're going to be doing the Croc beatdown, right? Who has the bigger Croc? So my opponent opts to go first. Going first probably is better for the mono blue Crocodile, as they get to set up like a Sentomaru here, and unfortunate. Not good for us. And we're not really able to respond to it in an easy fashion, unfortunately. So he's going to go ahead and Sentomaru effect, hit me for 7. Yep. Ooh, that's a good card to, I think, hit here, right? It is a net positive. I mean, it summons a 5k. I think I should just use the trigger. I already have way too many uncombables in my hand. But I'm kind of deciding on how the math works out. And yeah, it just works out. I don't get like the draw, but who cares? I summon a 5k. Gonna go to 6. I'm gonna have to ramp it up because I'm gonna have to go like Yamato this game. It seems like that's the game plan and the only plan. So it's gonna go back to my turn here. They're gonna be going, to my opponent's turn. They're gonna be going to 7 Dawn. So 3 of it is tied into a Sentomaru, and he's got 4 to do whatever he wants. It's gonna attack me for 5. That's super good for us, because we are able to defend those numbers, right? He's going to go ahead and summon another Pacifista, attack me for another 5. We should probably opt to have defended that one, because if he just attaches Dawn here aggressively, then we're going to be in a bad spot. Fortunately, he doesn't. He just kind of like 3,000 world, which doesn't really matter. I'm going to go 5 at the Sentomaru, and 5 at life. 5 at life. He takes, and Yamato's going to go ahead and take the Pacifista and heal me a card. Yeah, so it's going to start getting to the late game, and man, oh man, do I have bombs in my hand. Ready to go. So my opponent has a Pacifista, so we have taken back board control. I do think that, yeah, Missile Sunday has served a purpose. If he wants to attack it again, attach 2 more Dawn to the leader to clear it, then he's more than welcome to. I'm going to go ahead and let that attack go through, because I'm going to Yamato once again. He opts to use the Sogeking. Sure. Go ahead and draw a card. The miss also, unfortunately, I don't get to clear the Sogeking with the Yamato, but I mean, it is what it is, right? So I'm gonna go thinking here, 6 at the Pacifista. I want him to give me a card as he's doing it, and I'm gonna go 9 at the Pacifista. Yeah, there's no way that he lets it go through. And then I'm going to heal a card here with the Croc, and then I have the Croc ability, which will give me access to the Nakamari arrow and pitches in all Sunday, right? So I do have the cycle. I still have access to a guard point if I need it. And yeah, I'm kind of just chilling. I want to go ahead and amass more life so that my Yamato can KO bigger things, I guess. My opponent goes ahead and attacks me for 7, which is perfect for the arrow. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Croc effect. Going to pitch in Sunday. And then I'll go ahead and show him the arrow. I'll save the Blast Breath for the following turn. It's going to go ahead and negate that attack. It's already attached to Dawn here, so the best possible card he can summon is like a Mihawk, aka best is by, I guess, a weird margin, right? But the fattest card he can summon is a Mihawk. So he goes ahead and attacks me, and then he Red Rocks, which is fine. Yamato does get to clean up this Sogeking. I'll go 9 at it. Then I'll go 5 at leader. And I'll go ahead and play Yamato and heal 1. Go. 3 cards in hand to my, like, 9. And big dudes. He's going to go ahead and attack me for 5. I will just simply defend it. I think I can finally start playing queens, which feels nice. Well, Kaido doesn't really do anything here. I'm going to go 5. Just go bases at him. 9. And then play queen. Maybe an all Sunday. There's just... I'm just going to summon dudes. Going to go ahead and use queen's effect. Draw 2. Ooh, Yamato. I'm going to go ahead and remove the Hell's Judgment. There's just, I mean, he has 1 big dude. It's not really going to do too much. Tough decisions, man. When you got so many good choices, what do you do? So I guess I actually will remove the All Sunday and then end up playing like a Khalifa. Yeah, Khalifa here actually goes super hard because on the following turn, it's just going to allow me to cycle further through my deck. I still have 2 life with a lot of board control here, so he's going to attack me for 6, so I'll give him a 2. And then we'll see what Kaido ends up doing. If Kaido goes at the Yamato, then that's a really easy defend. If it does, it has to kind of go face, and if it goes face, I just take the hit. Goes ahead and summons Miss All Sunday. Going to use the ability of the Crocodile leader with the 4 Dawn to go ahead and bounce my queen. He's going to attack my Yamato for 13, and that's just Blast Breath plus the queen that you gave me. And he's going to play a Centamaru with not enough Dawn to go ahead and find any more. I'm going to go 9 at the leader. I kind of want to play the Yamato, but I want to heal with it. I mean, I don't think I'm in any risk of ever dying this game, so we'll see what he does to this 5. And depending on how he responds to this 5 is how I'm going to go ahead and move forward with my turn. So he takes the hit, which makes me want to go ahead and Yamato pop the blocker and then just attack furiously at him. Which I believe that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Yep, we're going to go ahead and pop it. He adds a red rock. We're going to go 9 at lead. He goes ahead and combos out of it. We'll go 9 at lead. And we'll pass. So he goes down to 0. I do have 2 lives. That means every single attack has to go through, and there's just no possible way. So we're back with the deck, and boy, oh boy. Now this is a deck. I like this. This is, it's something, all right. Let's talk about the pros and the cons real quick before we get into like what happened during the games and whatnot. So the pros, the deck survives like no other. I mean, obviously, you know, it doesn't always survive, as you can see from the other games, but it has an insane amount of defense. The triggers that yellow has, these 2 in specific, Beji and Sanji, are very, very good at adding like extra layers of survivability behind the fact that we can just heal for days off the back of Yamato and Croc and Katakuri. The trigger of Miss All Sunday is always really, really nice, and the defense that's provided by a purple Radical Beam and a guard point is really darn good. That's basically what these 2 cards are, and then you're backing that up on top with a Hell's Judgment to boot. Yeah, the defense in this deck is fantastic. The offense in this deck is also really good because you have these just big dudes. You have 9s, base 9s, and base 8s. Sometimes your board is literally used as Captain Kid because the smallest character on your board is an 8K, and they can only go face, and you have like 10 in hand. It's absolutely absurd. The cons. The deck is really, really slow. The deck does nothing for a couple of turns. As you can see here, our curve really starts to come online on our 2nd turn. Sometimes, right? Like if we're going 2nd, we get to summon an Uda or a Sanji possibly. But other than that, we really don't get online to maybe turn 5, where we can start playing Queens and Sundays. And then from there on, we're off to the races, right? So the deck really does nothing for the first 2 turns. It takes its life really aggressively. And obviously, since it's being defended by a bunch of blockers, unblockable cards and removal are really, really, really bad for this deck. Red Rock, any sort of red combination of removal is also not great. And And as always, you know, aggressive decks will push this deck to its limits and make it so you don't have that 10 hand size, and you'll very much be at a lower hand size when you do play these big bombs, and then it becomes a little tricky. So not only that, its slowness is also double triggered, because if people just start playing a very slow decks in general, Nami seems like an unwinnable matchup. I know I didn't showcase it here because it's impossible to find a Nami on the sim, but that matchup seems extremely unwinnable for this deck. Aggro is not going to be very easy, but the majority of the time you are this weird mid-rangey deck that leans towards the control side, which is something that I truly enjoy. If you remember the early videos on this channel, Blue Purple Crocodile was one of my favorite decks, and the deck was extremely slow and took it to like a 30-minute game, which is, to me, enjoyable form of One Piece. In terms of the videos that we just saw, obviously the deck has, you know, its issues. The yellow matchup, as you saw, I got 7 lifed, right? Which was really, really interesting. Yeah, Big Mom 10 drop is a huge problem for this deck. Not only does it burn a life from us, it creates a body that's almost impossible to remove. That game, even though he did 7 lifeless, was exceptionally close, because if I was able to clear the Mom there on the 14 attack, then we were most probably winning that game over the course of like 4 turns, but we're most probably winning. Either way, I think the deck is super duper cool. I suggest you give it a whirl if you're into that sort of deck. If you're not into 30-minute games, slobber knockers, where if you make one mistake, you lose, this may not be the deck for you. But in a deck that really promotes long gameplay, interactivity, and gaming, and check out Purple Yellow Crocodile. He's a pretty cool dude. So I hope you like this video, guys. If you do enjoy it, please make sure to hit that like button. Leave any comments in the comment section saying this deck is either you're excited for it, you're not excited for it. How do you feel about the Crocodile? And if you are enjoying these content that we're bringing out for the One Piece TCG, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as we will be bringing more One Piece TCG content your way. And I'll see you guys on the next one.